Okay. Good morning, everyone. Sorry, good
Good morning,
afternoon.
sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Okay, I hope all of you are ready with steel table and code book. In this class, we are going to ask you in between to tell you the values from the steel table or code book. You should be in a position to tell the values. Okay.
Okay, 1 second. Subhash Gowda, put your USN number first, then your name. Okay? Subhash Gowda. That's it.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Ravikiran, you
Okay.
can continue.
Okay. So, in continuation with the yesterday's class, I hope you understood the previous class problems. Now, the same kind of problem, a slight modification. So let us take the problem. Calculate the compressive strength of a compound column made up of
Okay.
IS.
Ravikiran, share the
Yes, sir.
screen. The
Noted.
screen is not shared yet.
Mhm. And now, so is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So in continuation with the previous class, same kind of problem. So let us take up the problem. Calculate the compressive strength of a compound column made up of ISMB 400 at 604 Newton per meter with two cover plates of size 300 millimeter by 20 millimeter on one each side of the flanges of the column. The column length is having 4.5 meter. This is the actual length, not the effective length. And column is having two cover plates, one at the top and one at the bottom. That size of the cover plate is 300 by 20. You can see that in this picture. Sometimes picture will not be provided. You should be in a position to write these pictures. For that, you should have proper imagination. Okay. So now, according to the question, you just correlate this picture. So once the data provided, immediately you need to draw this, and after that, whatever the data provided, write it aside. So length is given as 4.5 meter. The column is fixed at one end and hinged at the other end. This condition is given in the question. So once we got the actual length and the support condition, we can calculate the effective length. That is from page 45 of IS 800, table 11. So for this condition, K value will become 0.8. So the actual length of the column will be 3.6 meter. That is 0.8 into 4.5 will give us 3.6 meter. And next thing is, once we got this ISMB 400 section, whatever is provided in the question, you need to note down the values. Any one of you please open steel table and tell me the sectional properties of ISMB 400 at 61.6 kg per meter. Anyone? Hello. I want you to tell the sectional properties by opening your steel table.
Okay, let us ask somebody specifically.
Okay, sir.
Can I just okay, Aishwarya, 18CV003.
Yes, sir.
Tell me the sectional properties of that section
ISMB
ISMB 461.6 kilogram per meter. That is nothing but, if you look at it, so whatever given is in terms of Newton. So to
Yes, sir.
convert 61.6 kg per meter, you need to multiply that value by 9.81. So as of now, you don't have to multiply that. Go to ISMB 400. Tell me what are the properties, because there is only one ISMB 400.
Sectional area 7846 mm square.
Okay.
Depth of section 400 mm.
Okay.
Width of the flange 140 mm.
Okay.
Thickness of the flange 16.0 mm.
Correct.
Thickness of web 8.9.
Okay. So how about IXX value? So what do you call that IXX value as?
Z I Z
What is IZZ value? What is
20458.4. Hello.
That's it. Okay, proceed. That is the value.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you go up in the same column, what does it say? IXX, the value multiplied by?
10 power 4
Yeah.
mm power 4.
Yeah, exactly. You need to multiply whatever value you get from the table should be multiplied by 10 to the power of 4, and the unit of that moment of inertia is millimeter to the power of 4. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Any other
And the thing is, yeah, any other student? Some students are leaving once we started asking questions. No problem. We'll note down and we'll ask them questions tomorrow. It's not a problem. So whoever leaving, just okay. That is good enough. I think you are looking at the table properly. Okay. One more thing. What is the value given here for moment of inertia about the horizontal axis? It says from the steel table as IXX. Dilip Kumar left. So let me write down all those names. Okay. It is given as IXX from the steel table, right? So when you are writing the details in the notes, we have written IZZ. The reason is the IS code does not use IXX anymore for the XX anymore for the horizontal axis. Okay. Now it calls IZZ axis instead of XX axis. But whereas the steel tables, they still use the old style. So whenever you need to get IZZ value, you should look for IXX value from the steel table. Similarly, if you are looking for RZ value, you should look for RX from the steel table. Okay, Shreyas BV left. Dilip Kumar left. Okay, guys. Ravi Kiran, you can continue.
Yes, sir. So,
ರವಿ ಸರ್ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಸರ್
ಸರ್
ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶೇರ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ವಂತೆ ಸರ್ ಒಂಚೂರು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ.
ಓಕೆ
ನೋಡಿ ನಿಮಗೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್ ಡನ್.
So after IZZ, IYY value is 622.10 into 10 power 4 mm power 4. And once you got these sectional properties, with the next step is to
Sir, ಇದು moment of inertia IY value 622.1 ಅಂತ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 422.1 ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 second. ಪುನೀತ್ ಸರ್
ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಸರ್ ನಾನೇನ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಡ್ಲಾ? ಬಟ್ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ.
she is correct. She is correct.
ಸರಿ ಇದೆ.
Please correct.
ಸರಿ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
No, IZZ is okay. When it comes to IYY 622.10, I have written for ISMB 400. So as she said, IYY is 422.10 from the steel table. So she is correct. So please change that to 422.10 instead of 622.1. Okay. So just I'm going to change it. Okay, guys.
Sir,
So please make changes.
One second, sir.
ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ ರವಿ ಸರ್.
ISMB 461.6 is having IYY value 622.1. Any other?
Sir, KLV Ramon 422 na ide sir.
KLV Ramon ನಲ್ಲಿ 422 ಇದೆಯಾ?
Yes sir.
ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹಂಗಿರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ.
ಅವಾಗ ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು ಆಗೋರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ರವಿ ಕಿರಣ್?
ಸರ್ ಆಗೋರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 622 ಇದೆ.
ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಲೆಟ್ us do one thing. Let me find out myself now itself. Quickly, I am going to calculate it. Okay, what is the thickness of the flange? That is 16 millimeter. And BD cube 16 multiplied by width of the flange is 140 cube. 140 cube. Divided by 12 into 2. So I'm getting the BDQ by IY by value. Okay, it looks like 622 is correct. Width of flange ISMB 400, thickness of the flange is 16. Okay, 1 second. So 16 is the thickness of the flange. Width of the flange 16, 140 into 16 divided by 12 into 2. I'm getting a different value here. Anyway, it is 622, makes logical sense.
Students,
Okay.
let us consider for the present moment 622 and we'll continue. Okay.
Yeah, 622 maintain madi.
Yes. Don't worry, we'll clarify it. Okay. Harshita. Okay, IYY value is 622.1 into 10 power 4. And once you got the sectional properties, next thing is to calculate the properties for the compound section. Whatever you have written is for only I section, but here it is a compound or built up section, correct? Additional plates are there. So for this, you need to calculate the whole section's area as well as I value. For that, what is the total area? Total area will be I section area plus 2 times the cover plates area. So cover plate is 300 width and 20 mm is the thickness, into 2 is for 2 plates. So the total area will become 19846 millimeter square. Same way, I value for the whole section, IZZ value is here, which you have taken from the steel table for I section. Same way for cover plate, you need to calculate, that is in terms of BD cube by 12 plus area into H square. So we are in ZZ plane. So if you look at the figure, this is the plane ZZ plane. So breadth will become 300 and depth will become 20. 300 into 20 cube divided by 12 plus area is 300 into 20 plus H square, or area into multiplied by H means from axis to the center of this point, center of the cover plate. So half of the I section is 400 divided by 2 plus 20 divided by 2. That is what we have written here. Just cross check. The area is 300 into 20. Somebody is not muted their microphone. Same way, 400 by 2 plus 20 by 2 whole square. So if you solve this, so Chandrasekhar sir, would you like to say something about this?
1 second.
Yes, sir.
See, if you look here, I have ignored the 300 multiplied by 20 cube by 12. Okay. If you don't ignore it, if you include this value, okay, 1 second, just
All of you open your
1 second,
calculator.
1 second. No need, I think. No need.
Okay.
See, if you consider this, of course, multiplied by 2, you will end up getting 4 followed by 5 zeros. Okay, that is going to be the answer. So that is expressed as 0.4 multiplied by 10 to the power of 6. So when you add 0.4 multiplied by 10 to the power of 6 to this value, you will get 734.58 instead of 734.18. So by considering this, it hardly makes any difference. Okay, if you want to go ahead, you can just go ahead and add that value. Instead of 734.18, you are going to get 734.58. The reason I am ignoring this because just make it a habit to ignore small numbers. See here, when it comes to moment of inertia of the plate, what is the width of the plate? 300, top width of the plate, multiplied by 20 cube by 12. Go to the figure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, BD cube, that is 300 multiplied by 20 cube by 12 is a small number. Okay. So, but when we find out the moment of inertia of the same plate about this axis is going to be 20 multiplied by 300 cube by 12. So in this case, in the second case, you should not ignore it because 300 cube will fetch you a big number. So you should not ignore this. Here you can ignore this. Go to that calculation a little bit. Yeah.
Yes.
So now I'm ignoring this. The reason is, say for example, I'm going to set a question in such that the 20 is the thickness of the plate. I'm going to tell you to find out what is the thickness of the plate required by giving the load, for example. So then 20 will become unknown. Say thickness of the plate, say T. Okay, the T will become unknown. If you keep the T as unknown, so you will get the final equation in terms of T cube. So to find out T cube, so you will have to solve third degree equation, which I know almost all of you don't know how to do it. Even if you know how to do it through iteration, so it will take some time. Okay, so especially in the examination, it consumes a little bit of time. So by ignoring this, you can easily get the value of the thickness of the plate. Okay, so you don't get third degree equation. Okay, so if you consider this, you will get third degree equation and solve it. You will get some thickness of the plate, and if you ignore it, you will get some value. So the difference between these two values you obtain by ignoring and by not ignoring this value is going to be very, very small. The difference can be completely, ignored. The difference. So just to make your life comfortable, we are ignoring this part just to avoid getting third degree equation. Here all the values are known, of course, by taking this. So you may get 734.58, but I'm just forcing you to cultivate a habit of ignoring this small number so that it will help you in solving other problems, such as finding out the thickness of the plate. Is it clear to you? Okay, Ravikiran, you can proceed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So if you do this for a built-up section, if you calculate I value, you will end up with 734.18 into 10 power 6. If you consider this, you will get, this means plates BD cube by 12 value. If you consider, instead of making it 0, you will get 734.5 change. Okay, it's a minor change. So let us move on to YY plane of I value. IYY of I section, you will directly get it from the table. You have some doubt in this, let us clarify later. And then IYY of plate. So if you look at the picture, in Y plane, you need to calculate for plates. So then breadth will become this one, that is 20 millimeter, and depth will become 300 millimeter. So 20 into 300 cube divided by 12. And what is the area? Area will be 300 into 20. And what is the h? H will remain exactly at this particular point. From the axis of this I section to the axis of the plate will be the value 0. So that will not going to come into the picture. So that's why we have written just BD cube by 12 here. So with multiplied by 2 because 2 cover plates are there. So IYY value is 96.22 into 10 power 6 mm per 4. Once you found both IZZ and IYY value, you should compare these two to find out whichever the least value of these. Least is in terms of YY direction, right? So when it comes to YY direction, obviously the radius of gyration also, if you check, RYY will be lesser than RZZ. So the buckling class will be in terms of YY axis. Buckling will act in terms of YY axis. So the least radius of gyration, how to calculate? R value is equal to square root of I by A. If you use R value in terms of YY axis, I value also you should use YY axis. So 96.22 into 10 power 6 divided by total area will give you radius of gyration as 69.63 millimeter. So as it is in YY, KL by R. What is this KL by R? This is slenderness ratio. Why do we need this? Because if you want to calculate FCD from the table, or if you want to pick up the value FCD from the table, correspondingly you need this KL by R value. Okay, so if you do KL by R, and this 3.6 is effective length after multiplying with the factor by considering support condition, and 1000 is just from meter to millimeter, divided by RYY is 69.63, will give us 51.7. And for this 51.7, if you open buckling class C for a built-up member, see, if you open table 10 of page 44, it is given for different section what is the buckling class you should consider. As it is a built-up section, we should choose buckling class C. That is given in the last row of the table. If you just observe the table, you can find out. So in that, we are going to decide it is a buckling class C, and then from table 9C, any one of you tell me for 51.7 or for the 50 value of KL by R, what is the FCD value? Anyone? Anyone from the students? For KL by R value 50, open table 9C, page number 42 of IS 800. Anybody? Okay, Arihant. Hello? Hello?
ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಟೋಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಬಿಡಿ ಸರ್.
Meghana? Meghana?
Sir,
What is the value of design compressive strength for slenderness value of 51 or 50 from table 9C, page 42.
For
How do you come
50,
for table 9C?
What?
for 50, 183, sir.
50?
Hello.
Hello? Yes?
For 50, 183,
Yes.
sir.
For 50, it is 183. Huh?
Yes, sir.
How did you choose that table?
So you went for table 9C, right, on page 42. So why
Yes,
did you
sir.
go there? Why not table 9A? Why not table 9B? So 9A for buckling class A, B for buckling class B, and table 9C for buckling class C, and 9D for buckling class D. So on what basis you decided to go for buckling class C? So for that, what you need to do is go to page number 44.
Open
All of you,
page 44.
go to page number 44. Do you see the second figure wherein we have an I section with two flange plates, that is with two cover plates, one at the top and one at the bottom? Where TF is the thickness of the flange that is shown.
So shall I open?
Page number 44. Let them refer their code
Okay,
book.
sir. Okay.
Okay, their thickness of the flange is less than 40 millimeter. Of course, when you are considering about the y axis, so you need to choose buckling class C.
It is a built-up number.
Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, we can proceed.
Okay, sir. Okay. So for 50, you have got the value 183. Same way for 60 of KL by R value, it is 168. But we want at 51.7. So we need to interpolate with these two values, that is 183 and 168. So if we do that, FCD value finally will get 180.45 Newton per millimeter square. So once we got FCD, what is the next thing? Design strength. Design strength will be area into FCD. So area of I section is 19846.
And Ravi Kiran,
Yes,
one
sir.
more thing I would like to add in this case regarding
Yes.
buckling class. See, and also instead of referring that welded I section with just I section with two cover plates, we can also refer the final one where
Last
it says
one.
about the built-up section. That is always buckling class, whether you consider the bending about XX axis, sorry, that is ZZ axis or YY axis. I think I considered this built-up
Yes,
member.
last one. Yes.
Okay, the last one, not the one we just discussed. Sorry, the last one. So just I'm sure about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ravi Kiran, you can proceed.
Yes, yes. So the design strength will become area into FCD. A total area is, including cover plates, it is 19846 multiplied by the FCD value is 180.45 multiplied by 1 divided by 1000 will give you 3581.2 kilonewton. Initially in the question is asked to calculate the design compressive strength. Okay, so we have calculated the design strength is 3581.2 kilonewton for the compound section. So anybody is having any doubt, you can ask us now. Anybody? Okay, if there is no any doubt, we will continue with the next problem. That is, design a built-up column to carry a factored load of 2800 kilonewton using ISHB 350 at 72.4 kg per meter and 10 mm thickness plates. See, it is a built-up column carrying a factored load of 2800 kilonewton. So ultimate load is given, and section ISHB 350 at 72.4 is given, and also 10 mm thick cover plates given. 10 mm thick cover plates. The column is fixed at one end and hinged at the other end. Till now we have discussed about both end fixed. See, in this problem the case is changed. One end is fixed and the other one is hinged. So based on this, the effective length constant will change. And secondly, see, only thickness of the cover plate is provided in this problem. What is the width of the cover plate is not mentioned. In earlier case, it was given, but in this problem, it is not given. Okay. So how to deal with such cases we'll try to find out. So initially, write it down whatever the information provided. The design load is given, that is ultimate PU is equal to 2800 kilonewton. See, without knowing the actual length of the column, so what is the use of fixed at one end or support conditions? You need to have actual length. So if it is not given, let us assume the value initially. Let us assume 5 meter length of column. For that actual length, this support condition constant for one end fixed and one end hinged is 0.8. So this, if you do, you will get the effective length as 4 meter. So once you got this, next is, as per the section ISHB 350, write down the sectional properties. Anybody, any other student? Can you mention the sectional properties of ISHB 350 at 72.4 kg per meter? Darshan? From the steel table.
Sir, 72.4 means in Newton, sir.
Multiplied by
9.81, sir.
That value is also given. Just check in the next column.
710. Okay, sir. 9221 is area, sir.
Area, yes, correct. 921, what is the unit?
Sir, millimeter square, sir.
Okay.
Height is 350 mm.
Okay.
Width is 250 mm.
Okay.
Thickness of the flange is 11.6 and thickness of the web is 10.1.
Unit.
Mm, sir.
Okay.
IXX is 19802.8 into 10 to the power of 4 mm to the power of 4, sir.
Okay.
IYY is 2510.5 into 10 to the power of 4 mm to the power of 4, sir.
Okay.
So, okay, Darshan, is that
Yes, sir.
IXX?
Yes, sir.
Is that IXX? You should talk in the language of IS code, IS 800 code.
IZZ, sir.
Yes. So we should, is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So we always should talk in the language of the IS code.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this book is written by an individual, KLV Ramu. So they still use old way because there are several design offices wherein when they use this table, they are still using IXX value in several design offices. So there are old timers, they still take this as IXX. So even just to help those design engineers, they have maintained IXX. But when you are studying, when you are referring, whenever you refer IXX from the steel table, so while writing down in the notes, you should write that as ZZ. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. You can proceed, Ravi. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. See, in the question, if you observe, mentioned it is a built-up column, but the width of the plate is not given, only thickness of the plate is provided, and ISHB is mentioned. Correct. So you need to understand what is a built-up column first. For that, a built-up column is one constructed by placing a members of the same size back to back or face to face when it comes to channels. Same way, if it is I sections, side to side. You should imagine this. Or even if cover plate comes, it should be on top of the flange, wherever flange comes there. Okay. So providing 2 of 350 at 72.4 kg per meter leads to uneconomy. Here they didn't tell how many I sections you should provide, but built-up column he has mentioned. So we can choose both two I sections also. That will become a built-up section. But if you do so, that will lead to uneconomy. So let us not proceed in that way. We shall provide one ISHB 350 at 72.4 kg per meter with 10 mm thick cover plates as shown in the figure. If you properly observe this figure, this is a I section and having cover plate at top and bottom in rectangular manner, which is ending at the edge of the I section itself. The thickness is 10 mm and width. What is the thickness or width of the flange? Width of the flange is 250, right? Width of the flange BF is 250 mm. See, we ended here in the same line, means this width is also 250 for the present moment. Okay. So by considering that, let us solve the problem. So initially what we need to do, we need to calculate the total area for the built-up section. For I section, you have a value for the area that is 9221 millimeter square. For plates, that additional 2 cover plates, 250 into 10, because we consider 250 multiplied by 2 for 2 plates will give us area of 14221 mm square. Same way, IZZ value for I section you have readily with you from the steel table plus IZZ for cover plates. 2 times BD cube by 12 plus area, that is 250 into 10. We are in terms of ZZ plane. So breadth will become 250, depth will become 10 plus area into h square. H is height from the center, means it is 350 by 2 is the I section plus 10 by 2 is the plate. Center of the I section to the center of the plate. So if we solve this, here it is written 0, just Chandrasekhar sir explained in the last problem. Okay, you can ignore it, or you can, if you want, you can consider it. IZZ value will be 360.07 into 10 power 6 mm power 4. Same way we should go with the IYY direction. So in terms of YY, I section value is readily available. Plus for plates, you need to calculate, that is BD cube by 12. B will become 10 and D will become 250. AH square will not come into the picture because it is in the same line. So if you solve this, IYY will be 51.145 into 10 power 6 mm power 4. Now compare IZZ and IYY. The least value is in terms of YY direction. So IYY is less than IZZ. Therefore, RYY is less than RZZ. So next step is to calculate R value, that is radius of gyration for the buckling class about YY axis. So RYY is equal to square root of IYY direction divided by total area. So if we solve this, we get RYY as 59.97 millimeter. See, as it is a buckling, built up member, you should choose buckling class C, or it will automatically, you should take buckling class C because it is a built up member. That you will be identified from page 44 of table 10. So what is KL by R? K is the effective length, KL is 4 meter and RYY is 59.97. Finally, we got this 66.70 as slenderness ratio value, that is scale by R value. For this, any one of you from the IS 800, any one of you can tell me what is the value of FCD for 60 and 70? For 60 and 70?
Okay, Fizanas 18CV030. Go to the right table.
Yes.
Yeah, tell me what is the value of FCD for buckling class C for 60 and 70.
You should be ready with this. As soon as you find the KL by R value, you should be open that page.
Do you have the code book with you? Fizanas?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the table you are referring? Which page number?
Sir, page number 44.
44? So, okay, 44, if you go to the top, what does it say? What buckling class? So,
Buckling
you are saying page number 44.
It is not
Or do you
44.
see anything on page number 44? Sorry. It only says about the buckling class, right? So we already said it belongs to buckling class C. So you don't have to refer this. We refer page number 4 to decide which buckling class that section belongs to. Okay, depending on about which axis it bends. Okay, that is over. So I'm saying from table 10 on page 44, so we have decided that that is buckling class C. So for buckling class C, we need to pick up a design stress value corresponding to a slenderness ratio of 66.70. So which table for buckling class C you are going to refer, and on which page number that table is located? You tell
Page
me.
number 30,
Page number?
38.
Page number 38. Okay, please tell me what is that?
Sorry, sir. Page number 42.
See, page number 38, 8C, stress reduction factor for column buckling class C. Yeah. See, you can refer that. You can refer those values. Okay, but you need to multiply that value by 250 divided by 1.10 to get the corresponding values on page number 42. You got it?
Yes, sir.
So those are all stress reduction factors in the previous pages. Okay, now you are saying page number 42. So in page number 42, for KL by R equal to 60, what is the value of design compressive stress? For 70, what is the value?
So for 60, 250, it's 168, and for 70, it's 152.
152, what is the unit?
In megapascals, sir.
Megapascal means what? Megapascal means Newton per
Millimeter square.
Newton per millimeter square. So what is the value of KL by R in our case in this problem?
66.70.
So that 66.70 falls between 60 and 70. Is it not?
Yes.
So then our value of FCD falls between 168 and 152. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
See, for 60 it is 168 and for 70 it is 152.
Yes, sir.
And our value falls between those two. That is, our FCD value falls between those two values. So to find out the right FCD value corresponding to the KL by R value of 66.7, what are you going to do? How do you get that? You are going to get that value through what? Have you heard of the word interpolation? Hello? Look here. Have you heard of the value called interpolation? Pisanas. Once we started asking questions, people are leaving. Not a problem. We can catch them tomorrow.
Sir. Shall I continue, sir?
Yeah, continue, Mari.
Okay. So once you got values for KL by R, that is slenderness ratio, for 60, FCD value is 168. For 70, it is 152, but we wanted 66.7. By interpolating these two values, we are going to get, see, this is the method of interpolation. Here it is given. FCD value is 157.28 Newton per mm square. Once we got FCD value, design strength of the column will be area into FCD. Area we have already
Siddharaju, mute your voice.
Raju,
Yes, sir.
Sorry, no.
you
Muted.
Yes, sir. Mate.
So once we got FCD value, the design strength of the column will be area into FCD. Area we have already calculated. If you do this, we are going to get 2236.68 kilonewton. So what is the ultimate load given in the question? If you go back to the question, design a built-up column to carry a factored load of 2800 kilonewton. We should design a column in such a way that it should carry 2800 kilonewton. But what is the load carrying capacity now? It is 2236. That means to say whatever the section we provided is not sufficient. Okay, so we need to increase the section and we need to redesign from the beginning. Okay, the same procedure we need to do it by increasing the section. For that, what we are going to do is, if this is made just for your understanding only, if you select the width of the plate 250, this is what the answer we got. So for that, we are going to increase this width of the plate. See, let us increase the cover plate dimension as shown in the figure. Initially it was 250, but now we are increasing it to 400. So the width of the plate is 400 and thickness remains same 10 millimeter because it is provided in the question. So again, area calculation, instead of 250, we made it 400. So correspondingly, area is increased. Same way, IZZ value is also increased because of this width increment. Same way, IYY value is also increased compared to the previous section. Same procedure we are following here. Okay, there is no much difference. Only the member width is increased. Instead of 250, it is 400. Again, it will become a buckling class will be, or buckling in terms of YY axis only. That is IYY is less than IZZ. Therefore, RYY is less than RZZ. So based on this, radius of gyration in YY is equal to square root of I by A. I value is 131.77 into 10 power 6 and area is 17221 for the present area after increasing the section. So RYY value is 87.47. So once you got R value, KL by R is equal to 45.73. So we have FCD value for 40 and 50. For 40 it is 198, for 50 it is 183. For 45.73, if you do interpolation between these two, you'll get 189.4 Newton per mm square. So once we got FCD, what is the next step? Design strength of the column. That is equal to area into FCD. Area is increased, FCD is also increased. See what is the final value, that is strength of the column. 3261. What it has to carry? It is supposed to carry 2800 kilonewton. But the section, because of increment of that width of the plate, see, the capacity is increased to this level. That is 3261. The section is safe, but it is uneconomical. The section is adequate, but it is uneconomical. So you can end it here. If you want, provide ISHB 350 at 72.4 kg per meter with 400 mm by 10 mm thick cover plates as shown in the figure in this stage. Or if you want to make it more economical as well as adequate, you can reduce the plate width of the plate. Instead of 400, you can reduce it to 350. Sir has tried with 350 also, and for that 350 got the value as 2923 as design strength. So see this 2923 is obviously greater than 2800, right? So we can end up with this also. Then the section is also adequate as well as it is economical. Okay, you can stop at this level also by increasing the cover plate to 400, and you can stop at this level also. But if you want to provide economical section, we can reduce. This is just for your reference. Okay. So I think we'll. Yes,
one
sir.
more thing, Ravi, just
Yes, sir.
guys, one more thing. In the examination, you don't have to do all those things. You don't have to revise the design. See, if you go up a little bit, Ravi, for the first part where we got the uneconomical design, sorry, unsafe design.
Yes, sir. Here.
See here, yeah, in this case. So in the examination, if you are given the same problem, if you are trying the plate width equal to the flange width of the I section, then you are going to get this value which is less than 2800 kilonewton. So then you don't have to redesign it because you will end up wasting the time. You simply write this comment, the section needs to be revised, and end the problem. That is enough for you in the examination. Okay. In case you go for initially, instead of taking the width of the plate equal to the flange width, if you are taking very much, say 400 like this, of course you are going to get a section, okay, adequate section, but uneconomical. Write the comment and end it. Okay, you don't have to go and redesign it. Just do the design only once in the examination. But when it comes to reality, when you are really designing a section, then you need to do economical design by revising it if required, because there the money is involved. Here it is not. Time is important for you in the examination. Just do one calculation and declare it whether it's safe or unsafe. Unsafe, you declare and write the section needs to be revised, end it. In case you get higher value, say, okay, the section is adequate but uneconomical. You write that comment and end the problem. Is it clear to you? Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.